For millennia, the story of ancient Egypt was buried under sand and time, right? And when it was rediscovered, its treasures got scattered all over the globe, its legends told in fragments. But what if you could finally put all those pieces back together?
Just think about maybe the most famous pharaoh of all time, Tutankhamun. I mean, since his tomb was unearthed back in 1922, his golden mask, his throne, his chariots, we've seen them, but never as a single, complete story. It's kind of like reading a few random pages from an amazing book, but never getting to read the whole chapter.
So what if you could actually walk through his life, understand his world, and see every single one of the thousands of objects he took with him into eternity, all in one place, the way they were always meant to be seen?
Okay, let's get into it. Because that is exactly what Egypt has built. The Grand Egyptian Museum, or the GEM as they call it, isn't just some new building. No, it's a new home for history, and it's designed to tell these incredible stories in a way they have never, ever been told before.
And you know, calling it grand is a bit of an understatement. We are talking about the largest archaeological museum on the entire planet. And get this, it's built right in the shadow of the Giza Pyramids. It took more than 2 decades to build and now holds a collection of over 100,000 priceless artifacts. The scale is it's immense.
So, what's it like when you walk in? Well, your journey starts with an impression that is, and I mean this literally, monumental. The whole thing is designed to leave you absolutely speechless from the very first step you take inside.
And the first thing you see is this. 83 tons of solid red granite, carved over 3,000 years ago to honor the legendary Ramses the Great. Can you just imagine the effort, the sheer power it took to create and then move something this massive?
This is the Colossus of Ramses II. At 11 meters tall, it's actually higher than a 3-story building. It just towers over you, this silent greeter that immediately connects you to the unbelievable power of the pharaohs.
But here's the thing, this statue has its own modern adventure story. For decades, it was just standing in this busy, polluted square in Cairo. Not exactly the best home, right? Then, in 2006, it went on this 10-hour, super carefully planned journey to Giza. And finally, in 2018, they moved it into the museum's Great Hall, before the museum was even finished. They literally built the gem around this one colossal piece of history.
But as epic as that entrance is, the main event, the whole reason the gem even exists, its crown jewel, is to tell the complete, unabridged story of one person, the boy king, Tutankhamun.
Over 5,000 artifacts were buried with him, and now, for the first time in more than 3,000 years, every single one of them is together again. And we're not just talking about the shiny gold treasures, we're talking about his childhood toys, his sandals, the everyday stuff that makes the legendary boy king feel human.
And this really shows you the revolutionary change in how we think about museums. The old museum in Tahrir Square, it was like a jewelry box, absolutely dazzling, but you only saw the jewels by themselves. The gem, it's completely different. It's a biography. The artifacts are arranged to tell a story from start to finish, taking you on a journey through Tutankhamun's life, his rule, and his preparation for the great beyond.
And, of course, there's the centerpiece, the golden mask. It's made from 11 kilograms, that's 24 pounds, of solid gold. But you have to look closer. The details are just breathtaking. The eyes, they're made of obsidian and quartz, and they were designed to look alive, to stare right through you for all of eternity. For the ancient Egyptians, this wasn't just a pretty object. It was like a divine insurance policy, making sure the pharaoh's soul would recognize its body in the afterlife.
But the story goes so much deeper than just symbols of raw power. On his golden throne, you find these incredibly personal, intimate scenes carved right into the backrest. These quiet, everyday moments between Tutankhamun and his wife. It's a stunning detail that shows you the human side of a king we usually only see as a golden icon.
And the craftsmanship, it's just on another level. I mean, it starts as a simple wooden frame, but it's completely transformed, covered in shimmering gold leaf, inlaid with silver, and decorated with this rainbow of semi-precious stones. It's a functional piece of art that tells a powerful story of both royalty and love.
His journey into the afterlife had layers of protection. His mummy was placed inside 3 nested coffins, like Russian dolls. The first 2 were gilded wood, stunning in their own right. But the third, the innermost coffin, that was made from 110 kilograms of pure, solid gold.
It's one of the single most valuable artifacts ever discovered, period. But the real marvel of the gem is that it shows you so much more. Tutankhamun might be the headliner for sure, but the collection spans thousands of years of Egyptian history, with wonders that are somehow even older and just as mind-blowing.
Let's just put this in perspective for a second. The statue of Ramses is about 3,200 years old. Tut's treasures are a little bit older. But look at that first bar. The solar boat of King Khufu is a staggering 4,600 years old. To Tutankhamun, that boat was as ancient as the Roman Empire is to us. Just let that sink in.
And this isn't some replica. This is the real deal, a 43-meter-long ship, built from Lebanese cedar to carry Khufu's soul into the afterlife. It was found completely dismantled, broken into 1,224 pieces, like a giant ancient puzzle. The fact that it was so perfectly preserved and then painstakingly put back together is a miracle of both ancient engineering and modern science.
And then there's the Royal Mummies Hall, which it's a truly profound experience. Here, in this quiet, climate-controlled space, you stand literally face-to-face with the actual rulers of ancient Egypt, legends like Ramses the Great and the powerful female pharaoh Hatshepsut. It's a direct, deeply humbling connection to the very people who shaped history.
So, what's the bottom line? Why does this museum matter so much? Because it's more than just a bigger, shinier building. It represents a fundamental shift in how we get to experience history.
The gem is really setting a new global standard. It moves beyond just showing you pretty objects to weaving them into a compelling story. It uses the absolute latest science to preserve these treasures for all of us, for future generations. The architecture itself is a masterpiece, framing these perfect views of the pyramids. And most importantly, it finally brings together collections that have been separated for a century, letting us see the full picture for the very first time.
By bringing the past to life with such incredible vision and scale, the Grand Egyptian Museum has completely redefined our connection to ancient Egypt. You know, it's a project built on deep respect for history, but with its eyes fixed firmly on the future. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question. If this is how we honor the legacy of our ancestors, what amazing things will it inspire us to build for the generations yet to come?